In the heart of every human lies a shadow, a flicker of instinct, untamed, unjudged. But what happens when that shadow consumes the light? When empathy, conscience, and remorse are not just absent, but irrelevant? Imagine a mind so perfectly attuned to its own desires that it moves through the world like a phantom, seen yet unseen, felt yet untouchable. This is the enigma of the sociopath, not a monster, not a villain, but a mirror, reflecting the parts of us we dare not face. They walk among us. They lead boardrooms, charm lovers, and vanish into crowds. But what makes a perfect sociopath? Is it their cunning, their emptiness, or is it our own blindness that lets them thrive? Tonight we descend into the abyss to uncover the truth, a truth that may leave you questioning not just them, but yourself. To understand the perfect sociopath, we must first strip away the myths. They are not the knife-wielding maniacs of Hollywood thrillers, nor the cartoonish villains of pulp fiction. No, the sociopath is something far subtler, far more dangerous. They are the colleague who always knows the right thing to say, the lover who makes you feel like the center of the universe, the leader who inspires with a charisma that feels almost divine. But beneath the mask lies a void, a mind that feels no guilt, no shame, no love. The term sociopath emerges from the clinical shadows of psychology, a subset of antisocial personality disorder. Dr. Robert Hare, a pioneer in the field, describes them as social predators, individuals who lack the emotional wiring that binds us to one another. Studies estimate that 1 to 4% of the population fits this profile. That's 1 in every 100 people you pass on the street, your neighbor, your boss, perhaps even you. But what makes them perfect? It's not just their lack of empathy, it's their mastery of mimicry. The perfect sociopath is a chameleon, blending seamlessly into the world around them. They study us, learn our cues, and perform humanity with such precision that we rarely suspect the truth. They are actors in a play they don't believe in, reciting lines they don't feel. Consider the case of a man we'll call James, a corporate executive beloved by his team, known for his wit and generosity. He climbed the ranks with ease, his decisions razor-sharp, his charm disarming. Yet behind closed doors, colleagues vanished from their roles after crossing him. Partners spoke of a coldness that emerged only in private. James was not a killer, not a criminal in the legal sense, but his life was a tapestry of calculated moves, each thread woven to serve one purpose, his own gain. What sets James apart is not just his actions, but his mind. To him, emotions are tools, relationships are transactions, and morality is a game he chooses not to play. But how does such a mind come to be? Is it born in the womb, forged in trauma, or sculpted by a world that rewards the ruthless? To find out, we must descend deeper into the origins of the sociopathic soul. In the shadows of the human mind, the sociopath moves unseen, a phantom cloaked in charm. But where does this shadow begin? What alchemy of biology, environment, and choice forges a soul that feels no guilt, no remorse, no tether to the moral tapestry we call humanity? Neuroscience offers a glimpse into the abyss. Studies of psychopathy, often used interchangeably with sociopathy, reveal a brain wired differently. The amygdala, the seat of fear and empathy, lies dormant like a city without lights. The prefrontal cortex, where impulse meets restraint, shows muted activity. These are not broken minds, but minds sculpted for precision, for survival without sentiment. Dr. Robert Hare, a pioneer in psychopathy research, developed the Hare Psychopathy Checklist, a clinical tool to identify the perfect sociopath. Glibness, grandiosity, a lack of empathy, a parasitic lifestyle, these are not mere traits, but a constellation of behaviors that form a mask. Hare once said, "They are not like us." But what if they are us distilled to a colder essence? The origins of sociopathy are a labyrinth. Some point to genetics, a predisposition carved in DNA where empathy fails to bloom. Others look to upbringing. Neglect, abuse, or even excessive indulgence can shape a mind that sees others as tools, not souls. Yet, not all who suffer become sociopaths, and not all sociopaths suffer. The mystery persists. Is it nature, nurture, or a cruel dance between the two? Sociopaths thrive in systems that reward ambition over conscience. In boardrooms, on stages, in the halls of power, their lack of empathy becomes a weapon, their charm a key. Studies estimate 1 to 4% of the population may fit the profile, yet they are overrepresented among CEOs, surgeons, and politicians. They are not always villains. Sometimes they are architects of progress, unshackled by doubt. But there is a cost. To live without empathy is to walk a tightrope over an abyss. Relationships become transactions, love a strategy, morality a costume. The sociopath's world is a stage, and they are the actor who never breaks character. Yet, what lies beneath the mask? Is there a self or only an echo of what we expect to see? Philosophers might argue the sociopath embodies a paradox, a being free from the chains of guilt, yet imprisoned by their own detachment. They are both predator and prisoner, master and slave to their own design. And as we peer into their world, a question gnaws at us. How much of their shadow lives in us all? To know the sociopath is to stand at the edge of a void. They are not monsters in the way we imagine, cloaked in darkness, fangs bared. No, their terror lies in their ordinariness, their ability to mirror our desires while feeling none of their own. But what does it mean to live as a reflection, a shadow cast by the expectations of others? Listen to their words, and you hear a paradox. They describe a life unburdened by guilt, yet haunted by emptiness. One anonymous sociopath interviewed for a 2013 study said, "I am a ghost in my own story." They understand human emotion, but only as a script to follow, a language learned but never felt. This is their truth. They are performers in a play they cannot exit. But what of those they touch? The spouse manipulated, the colleague betrayed, the stranger charmed into ruin? Their lives are left in fragments like glass, shattered by a careless hand. The sociopath does not see the wreckage, for to them there is no wreckage. Only the next move, the next mask, the next game. Psychologists call this the collateral damage of sociopathy. A 2018 study in personality disorders, theory, research, and treatment found that those close to sociopaths often suffer from anxiety, depression, even post-traumatic stress. They are not victims of violence, but of absence, a void where trust and love should have been. The sociopath's charm is a blade that cuts without bleeding, yet the revelation is not only in the harm they cause, but in what they reveal about us. The sociopath thrives because we let them. We are seduced by their confidence, their certainty, their freedom from doubt. In a world that rewards winners, they are the ultimate victors, unburdened by the weight of conscience. But at what cost to the soul of society? Philosophers like Nietzsche might see the sociopath as the Übermensch, the overman who transcends morality. But Nietzsche warned of the abyss. When you gaze long into it, it gazes back. The sociopath is not just a person, but a mirror held up to our own desires, for power, for control, for a life unencumbered by guilt. They are the shadow of our ambitions, the echo of our compromises. And here lies the final truth. We cannot escape them, for they are woven into the fabric of our world. They sit at our tables, lead our companies, shape our futures. The question is not how to stop them, but how to see them, and in seeing them, to see ourselves. For every sociopath wears a mask, but so do we all. Theirs is simply more perfect. Stand at the edge of the ice and look down. What do you see? A reflection, fractured, fleeting. The perfect sociopath is not a monster hiding in the dark, but a mirror held up to our own hearts. They ask us to confront the uncomfortable. How much of their coldness lives in us? How thin is the line between human and hollow? How much of their coldness lives in us? How thin is the line between human and hollow? Lives in us. How thin is the line between human and hollow? Human and hollow.